Have you ever wondered to yourself, what would it really take for you to retire early? Well, we are going to be answering those questions today as we're going to give you 5 key steps in our financial freedom video to help you retire early. So stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, Certified Financial Planner and President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And we want to thank you for tuning in to our Retirement Education Concepts videos. These videos were created to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Yes, because with so many retirement concepts out there, so many retirement strategies, and of course with so many retirement products, it can become very difficult for consumers to digest it all. That's why we're so fortunate that we work with a team of expert advisors to help us build a financial roadmap that's going to let our clients know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. So Carson, what is early retirement?
Simple question, right?
Right.
But when it comes to early retirement, it's really different for everybody, Andrea. Some people see early retirement as retiring in their 40s or maybe 50s. And some people even see early retirement as retiring even before then. But when it comes to you retiring early, you have to understand it's really not that easy because you really have to do some important planning because you're going to have to self-fund your retirement at least until you get to the age of 62 and start receiving your Social Security benefits, because that is the earliest that you can start receiving any type of pension other than the money that you've put aside. So today what we're going to give you are 5 steps that you're going to need to take if you are actually planning to retire early. But before we do that, there are 2 rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And Andrew, what are those 2 rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money. And rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
So let's go ahead and talk about these 5 key steps that you're going to need to take in order for you to retire early.
Well, Carson, the first step to retiring early is to know your retirement expenses, right?
Absolutely. If you're planning to retire early, you're going to have to get a grip of your expenses and how you're actually going to earn money as well during your retirement years. The first expenses that you're going to have to get a grip of are your non-discretionary expenses. These are things that you really can't live without. Things like housing, transportation, your insurance, taxes, food, clothing. These are things that are non-discretionary expenses that you're going to have to get a tally of and understand what is going to cost you to maintain these expenses. Now, after you've tallied your non-discretionary expenses, it's also equally important for you to understand your discretionary expenses as well, because you're not just really retiring just to fund the budget, but you're probably wanting to have a little fun in your retirement as well. So you're going to want to look at things like your travel expenses, things like entertainment, your hobbies. These are things that you're going to have to account for as well, because you do want to have some fun when you're in retirement. Now, ideally, when you're heading into early retirement, it would be good for you to maybe have gotten rid of all of your major debts, like your mortgage, maybe any type of car loans, student loans, any large credit card debts. If you can at least take a stab of getting rid of some of those major debts, that will also go a long way in allowing you to retire early.
Now, Carson, step 2 makes sense as well. You're going to need to know how much you need to save in order to retire. So basically, you need to calculate your money.
Yeah, when it makes sense, you have your expenses calculated, but you also now need to know how much you need to save in order to cover those expenses. And so there are 2 rules of thumbs that I think you can use to get at least a ballpark figure of how much you need to save to retire early. There are 2 approaches that I think people can use. One approach you can use, Andrea, is just taking those annual expenses that you've calculated and multiplying it by 25 or maybe 30, depending on how aggressive you want to be. And then, of course, I will always say that you would want to have maybe 1 year of cash set aside for any emergencies for said expenses. So, for example, let's say your expenses you calculated was $60,000 a year. Well, you take that $60,000, multiply it by 25, and it should give you about $1.5 million that you probably need to have saved up in order to meet your expenses, plus 1 year, $60,000 set aside in cash. Now, there's also a second approach you can do to get to the same answer. You can take the amount of expenses that you have and divide it by 4%, hence the 4% distribution rule. So you can take that $60,000 and divide it by 4%, should get you the same answer of $1.5 million. And again, of course, you want to have at least 1 year of those expenses set aside in cash for emergencies of $60,000 as well. So these are two approaches that you can take once you've tallied your expenses to know approximately how much you need to have saved for your retirement.
Now, Carson, step 3 is to max out your retirement accounts.
Yeah, step 3, once you figured out your expenses, you figured out how much you need to have saved for retirement. Now it's time for you to start to working on reaching that goal. So the first place I would tell people to look is their 401ks, Andrea, because you can put up to $22,500 max into that 401k in 2023. Then you can start looking at other retirement accounts like Roth IRAs or IRAs, where you can put up to $6,500 into those accounts in 2023. And you can also do an additional bonus as well if you're over the age of 50. Now, after people have funded those types of retirement accounts, I would highly encourage them to start looking at things like non-qualified annuities, because if you're planning to retire early, you might need to lean on the income stream that you can get from those annuities for the rest of your life, or until you actually get to the age of 62 and start receiving your Social Security benefits. So these are ideas that you definitely need to look out for if you're trying to reach your retirement savings goal.
Now, Carson, for step 3, now if you have bills that you're trying to cover, wouldn't it make it harder to max out all of those savings?
You know, that's an important thing that you just noted there, because at this point, you're trying to retire early, right?
Right.
So you have to make a decision. You're trying to retire early, so you're going to have to make some compromises. You're going to either have to spend less, or you're going to have to earn more, or do both. But you absolutely cannot sit there and throw in any types of roadblocks that may come your way where it comes to your bills or what have you when you're trying to retire early. It's a decision that you're making, so you're absolutely going to have to put forth the effort and make some compromises along the way in order to reach that goal.
Now, Carson, step 4 for retiring early is to invest for growth.
Yeah, this is extremely important, because if you're trying to retire early, it goes without saying that you're going to have money put away somewhere in vehicles that are going to be aggressive. So you're going to probably have to have money in the stock market somewhere or in equities in order to make sure that you can reach your retirement savings goal sooner. Beyond that, when you retire, if you are retiring early, you're probably going to be in retirement a lot longer as well. Maybe another 30, 40, even longer, maybe 50 years. And with that being said, you're probably going to need to keep your money someplace that can maintain growth, because you're going to have to combat inflation over the next 30 to 40 or 50 years of your retirement. So you have to make sure that if you're retiring early, your main avenue for your money has to be geared towards growth.
Now, Carson, step 5 may be the most important, and that is to work with a financial advisor.
This step here is the most critical part of making all of the other elements come together and allowing you really the freedom and comfort of retiring early. Because when you're working with a retirement advisor, unless you're some rock star investor, a retirement advisor is going to help you to understand how to reach your retirement goals and how long it's going to take you to reach that financial goal by putting away said dollar amount. A financial advisor can also put together a proper financial plan for you that's going to keep you on track to reach your financial goals as well. Plus, once you retire, you're going to need to understand how to manage the income from your retirement. And so a financial advisor can help you understand when and how to take your required minimum distributions, how to start your annuities, or which annuities to start, taking money out of first, how to plan around your Social Security benefits, how to plan around your pensions if you're fortunate enough to have one, and how to bring all of those elements together, how to take out of your retirement portfolio, your investments. These are things that a financial advisor can help you with and will keep you in better aligned in reaching those retirement goals and allowing you to stay retired and not getting back into the workforce if you happen to retire early.
Well, Carson, thank you for that information. It was extremely helpful. So thank you for your insight on this topic, and thank you for watching. And if you felt this information was beneficial, please like this video and share with others.
So I really do hope that the information that we shared with you today in our financial freedom video will help you to retire early. Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. And if you're looking for a fiduciary financial advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
For more information about this topic or any of the other topics we've shared in our other videos, please feel free to reach out to our office or leave any questions or comments in the section below. After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.